99.7 FM.
Dave calls to bits, right? If you don't know, it's called Together Again. If you still don't know, I am naughty by nature.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Thankfully, we're all on the wake up list this Sunday. Ultimate Health on Joy 99.7 FM. Always an ultimate pleasure. I'm in the mood when you're in the mood. We'll have fun, we'll get it done. Remember that years ago I chose a verse for confirmation. Stolen water is sweet. I think Proverbs 9:17 or something. What Reverend Wilson did to me.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Stolen water is sweet, and I think bread eating in secret is something. Yeah, I'll come back to that. Desiree, a life.
Joy 99.7. Joy 99.7. Joy 99.7 FM.
Oh life. I'm afraid of the dark, especially when I'm in a park and there's no one else around. Ooh, I get the shivers. I don't want to
Joy
see it
99.7 FM.
I fear most. I'd rather have a piece of toast. Watch the evening news. Life, oh life, oh life, oh life. Do life, oh life, oh life, oh life. Do. I'm a superstitious girl. I'm the worst in the world. Never walk under ladders. I keep a rabbit's tail. I'll take you up on a dare. Anytime, anywhere. Name the place, I'll be there.
Bungee jumping.
Jumping, I don't care.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Oh life. Do. Life. Oh life. Oh life. Oh life. Do life. Do. So after all said and done, I know I'm not the only one. Life indeed can
Joy
be fun
99.7
if you really
FM.
want to. Sometimes living out your dreams ain't as easy as it seems. You wanna fly around the world in a beautiful balloon.
Joy 99.7
Fly around the
FM.
world in a beautiful balloon. Enjoy life. Give praise. It's time for Ultimate Health on Joy 99.7 FM.
Oh life,
Trouble is here. Put your seat in the upright position.
Life. Do. Life. Oh, life.
Yeah, I used to love this intro. Oh, days.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Yeah. Last week we were here, right? With Birthday Boy. Disco Boy, right? Right, Ultimate Health. I gave some small promo to that. You also for 50 folks in there. Then he had to bring in the Absu. So welcome once again, physiotherapist Samuel Otu.
Thank you, Nortey. Good to be back.
Tell it your mic is a bit.
Hello.
Yeah, better.
Great. Good to be back, Nortey.
Absu Physio. Hey, no.
No, Santa.
Physio.
Yes.
Sorry. So yeah, we're coming back to this, listeners. If you just joined us last week, we looked at the role of physiotherapy, physical activity in healthy aging. Not the one that your CC has chaired and you're doing waste management, okay? Healthy aging, meaning that what some of us may take for granted as part of aging is not the deal that God gave us. So we had Sami here. We went through some of the basics, what physiotherapy is. Many of you wanted to know, those spa, massage, happy endings. He set us straight, right? So we're back to do more, diligence on this issue. Right? You can join us. WhatsApp is 055 11 11 997, and we'll take the phone lines early. But there was a part of it as well, and I do know he gave us some vouchers, right, for his center to run some checks. If you're interested, I'll still be stingy with that. But Sammy, you're welcome.
Thank you, Nortey.
Right. So let's just hit a few things, okay? The physiotherapy part, all right? They will still ask us, what's physiotherapy?
So we said that physiotherapy is a branch of healthcare that has to do with optimizing function and movement,
Okay.
But utilizing physical modalities.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And of course, what was it? Less of an emphasis, or should I say, you do not prescribe medications.
Yes. I mean, the farthest we will go are topical analgesics.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know people analgesic and all that. We'll get into it. All right. So the physiotherapist is optimizing physical function.
Function. Yes.
Right. So physically, we should be functional.
We should be.
What does that mean?
So you should be able to do whatever you want to do. When I want to say you want to do, whatever you want to do at home, whatever you want to do in the office.
If I want to pick my nose, I should be able to
You should be able to do that. Nothing should restrict you.
Right.
So function moves from work, picking a mug of tea, writing, typing, on your computer.
Right.
Anything that you do can be categorized as function.
Okay.
Of course, there are different levels of that.
So if you're a painter, you want to paint.
Sure.
Right? You want to dance.
Yes.
Yeah? You want to brush your teeth. All that is functionality.
It's functionality, yes.
Right. And you want to make sure that you can optimize this in the individual.
There shouldn't be any problem. There shouldn't be any limitation in terms of you doing or performing these functions.
Okay.
You should be able to go to work and work optimally as is expected.
Okay.
With no
stay
restrictions.
Stay awake during work. Drive,
Yeah.
all these things.
Exactly.
All right. So, folks, if you have any challenge in any of these areas, it is not a joke. Do not take it for granted that, it's early yet.
Yeah.
All right. Or I haven't taken my club beer. Right. Or I need my coffee before I get these things going.
Exactly.
Your functionality should be, should I say, something that you take seriously.
Sure.
So, years ago, I had a lawyer as a client. And he had this habit of pinching his arm, even in court. Instead, it started like, just checking if he's conscious, there's a lot of discourse going on. But he realized he couldn't stop it. Right? So he's pinching himself and stuff. And then he went for some assessment which showed there was some weakness on that side. But then he was also battling with this habit. Something like this.
Yes. So No, the human body has got so many parts. So there are muscles, there are nerves, bones, and all of that. Now, one of the parts that help us interact with the outside world are the nerves.
Right.
So the nerves are moving from the brain, the spinal cord, into spinal nerve, going to every part of the body, and they're doing two main things. They're helping us to move. That's motor, and they're also making us to feel. Now, anytime there's a problem with any of these nerves, when I say problem, either it's been impinged, like pressure on it, or there's a tear, that's a major one. Anytime there's a problem with any of these nerves, we could either have a problem with movement, that's motor, or sensation.
Right.
So you don't feel as you're supposed to feel. Or sometimes you have what we call together paresthesia, where you're having either numbness or tingling sensation or pain. Exactly, and so come under this one. Yes.
Right.
So based on the extent of pressure on the nerve, you would have these sensations.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So the essential point I wanted to start with today is that we take these things for granted.
We do.
Okay. So when something starts to change, right, we look at the central controlling system.
Yes.
Your brain.
Yeah.
Right? The nervous system and all of those things. All right? So if you want to pick up your pen and for some reason there's a difficulty, it might be an incident, but it should not become a pattern.
It shouldn't be.
Right?
Yes.
So maybe you drank too much or you are under the influence of X or Y. Right?
Yes.
That might restrict it to being an incident. But generally your functionality should be okay.
Exactly.
And it should be something, last week you told us, you should be checking on a regular basis.
You should, yes.
How regular?
Yes. So like I said, what we do at the Physio Specialized Clinic is to recommend that people visit us at least once in a quarter, just to make sure that everything is, fine.
Okay.
Now, when you are, if I can just add this one, when a baby is born, the baby goes through learning.
Yeah.
Learning how to do things. Let me just use walking or even standing.
All right.
The baby tries several times. Sometimes will fall, will do it again, fall. The first time baby starts walking, everybody's excited, but baby has done this so many times. Now, what was happening up there in the brain was instructions being written down for that activity.
Stand up.
Exactly.
Hold the coffee table.
Now it gets to a point that now we can walk without even thinking about it. Right. I don't need to plan my walking. I don't need to plan my sitting. I don't need to plan all of those stuff. And that is how it's supposed to be. However, sometimes there are conditions that can set in that, for example, will make you, for lack of a better expression, erase those instructions that were written in the brain for you to do those activities normally. So, for example, a condition like a stroke is when there is more like a wiping away of those instructions. So now the man is not able to move his hand as he used to. He wants to. Right. He's decided he wants to, but the arm is not moving. What has happened is that it's been
neuropathy.
Exactly. It's been cleaned, and so we need to go through what we call re-education. Physiotherapy helps with that to kind of relearn all these things that you used to do. So there's a normal thing, and then there is when something goes wrong.
Okay. Yeah. So actually, we can delineate, identify, right, what has gone wrong.
Yeah.
Right? The purpose of assessment.
Exactly.
Okay?
Sure.
But, Sammy, before even these ones, before the baby learns some of these things, there are some of these things that are checked. Did baby cry?
Yes.
Certain reflexes that are supposed to be there.
Exactly.
Will baby orient his head in certain directions and so on and so forth? These are all indicative of function.
That's true.
Okay?
That's
so
true.
if baby doesn't cry, doesn't do these things, if you don't cry, please, you haven't started breathing for yourself. You have not.
Yes.
You are breathing through mommy.
That's true.
Right? So when you come out, they smack your buttocks.
Yes.
And then make sure you cry.
You cry, that's
right.
Right?
So if you don't cry also, you're not taking in the oxygen. Right? So that's asphyxia.
Yes,
right?
That's true.
Okay? So when you are being asked, did your baby walk at this time? And all of these things
important.
are important.
That's true.
Great. Okay. So we have function. And we can relate that to our growth, our development, our brain development, and many other things.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? And for some people, they are aware of some compromised function or deficiencies. They will say, I was born with this, or at age 6, this happened, and so on and so forth. Okay. So even these people should they on a regular basis see somebody like you?
Yes. So so there's some conditions, like you said rightly, that we call them idiopathic. So they were
Right.
born with them.
Okay.
And some of them need correction.
Okay.
That sometimes it's surgical. So for example, there's a common condition called scoliosis,
Yep.
which is a tilting of the spine
Right.
to one side, either left or right.
Okay.
Now there are people who are born with that.
Okay.
Sometimes we are not sure why it happens like that, but then there are a lot who also acquire it.
Okay.
Now, for those who are born with it, most often than not, it is surgery they need, to really realign, to correct that.
Okay.
And usually the curve is very massive and all of that. But then it can be acquired through poor posture, bad sitting, postures and stuff like that. And those ones we can deal with them, reverse the process.
Okay.
Yes.
Now at Nova, now my chiropractic specialist, you haven't greeted me in a long while, so correct your scoliosis. bend closely. But folks, if you just joined us, we're doing the role of physiotherapy, physical activity in healthy aging. I'm just deviating small so that you see that, Charlie, this is a serious area that we don't take seriously. If you have any questions, concerns, WhatsApp is 055 11 11 997. 997. Shortly, I will activate the phone lines so that you can ask questions yourself. Some of your questions are up
Joy
on my
99.7
WhatsApp already.
FM.
Okay, this is let me scroll down so that there's order. Good afternoon, Nortey. My question already is can he provide some benefits of physical activity tips, simple physical activity during aging, since we know that physical activity can reverse some of the normal decline with body systems and function during aging. Kwesi Ofori in Washington State, USA. All right?
Yeah.
Hang on to that. All right? Kwesi, we thank you. Right? Tips he wants. Okay? So just note that down. This one also said, what is it? I thank all God Almighty for the successful years of His project. Who is this? Okay, somebody's thanking God. Okay, there's a name Eugene. Okay, I think he sent that earlier. I thought I saw Oye and Afie greeting me. Oye, thank you. I've seen that somewhere. Okay, yes. Oye, welcome to my home. Yeah, it's always virtual. Mebape. All right, this one says, and it has a photo. Hang on. Stolen water is sweet. Esawala. You think I don't know the verse? I know it very well. Right. So coming back. Right. So question
Yes.
in US.
Physical activity. Now, if I can just start by talking about, since we are still talking about aging, I'll just tie that in.
Yeah.
So
Don't give him the tips, so. Don't give him the tips. Mindruho.
yes.
Okay.
So we say movement is life.
Okay.
The body was made to move, and movement could be moving from one place to the other,
Okay.
or moving an arm,
Right.
bending your elbow,
Right.
back and forth. So the body is supposed to move. Anytime there's no movement or movement ceases, there's a problem.
Okay.
All right. Now, there are different kinds of joints in the body. Joints are where bones meet.
99.7
So
FM.
there are different types of joints, but the commonest joint in the body is called a synovial joint.
Okay.
Now, a typical synovial joint has got two bones which don't touch. There's a gap in between them.
Okay.
Now, in between or in that gap is what we call the synovial fluid, and that's what lubricates the joint and also nourishes the joint. Very important fluid.
Hydraulic fluid.
More like that. More like that.
Power
Now,
steering.
unfortunately, we cannot inject synovial fluid into the body.
Okay.
The body produces its own synovial fluid.
Okay.
How does this happen? Anytime we move, the brain picks that up and says that, Charlie, the guy is moving. Let's make sure that there's
sure there's
lubrication,
lubrication.
and there's no problem. So once you are moving, everything is okay. Unfortunately, as we age, we get to a certain age, we feel that, Charlie, I've worked, I'm on retirement, let me slow down, let me sit down more, watch CNN, read dailies, bring me this, bring me that. Movement reduces.
Okay.
Anytime movement reduces, the brain picks that up and says that, Charlie, the guy is not moving any longer.
Right.
Let's minimize production of synovial fluid.
Let's take the production to Doko.
Exactly. Now, when we start doing that, then stiffness starts setting in because what was bringing lubrication is reduced.
Okay.
Now, stiffness sets in. Now, whenever there is stiffness, it eventually leads to pain. So you start getting little pains in your joint.
Right.
Now, because of the pain now, so you won't even feel like moving
Right.
Because of pain, I won't move again. And so then there's lesser movement.
So this is a cycle.
It becomes a cycle.
Right.
And it all started from you deciding not to move. Now, it keeps going on, more sitting down, lesser production of cerebral fluid, more stiffness, more pain, more sitting. It becomes a cycle.
Right.
The interesting thing is that all this can be reversed by you deciding to move.
Okay.
Once you are moving, the brain now says that, hey, let's get the factory back, working, and it starts. And then, of course, cerebral fluid increases, stiffness reduces, pain reduces, and that is it. However, let me just add that when you've not done, when the machine or the equipment has been, shut down for a long time,
right,
and you want to start, usually it's not very easy. So people say, "Oh, I started then, pain, so I've stopped."
It has made matters worse.
Exactly. Yes. Right. So don't stop, because we know where we are going.
Okay.
We want to really come back to where we were before, and it's possible. So just endure within that time, and that ties in with what we are coming to. What Kwesi asked. Okay. We just need some level of movement. Walking is the simplest but very most important activity you can do. Everybody can do it.
Walking is simple, effective,
but
we don't do enough of it.
We don't. And it's very unfortunate, because you don't need anything. You just need some good pair of sneakers or good shoes to wear, right, and that is it. People have given me all kinds of reasons why they can't go for a walk. From my area is not good, my roads are bad. Ladies say when I'm walking, men, I look at my buttocks, all kinds of stuff. And I say that, listen, you need to compare or choose between people looking at you or your area not being good,
cost,
and then you now suffering,
right,
the money you pay for all of that. But the good news is that if you don't even want to step out of your home, and you have a hall or you're in a gated house, deciding to walk from one wall to the other, maybe for 20 times, it's just like somebody going for a walk on somewhere in East Legon and seeing all the scenery and stuff like that. It's just that you are in your house and you're moving from wall to wall. You just need to time it. You just need to be intentional. So I'm starting with 20 steps, or 20 ups and downs. I started with 20. Next week, I'm going to move it to 30. I'm going to move it to, Ananama. Okay. Basic stuff. You don't need to do anything, serious for this.
We'll get more deliberate on some of the tips, right? But yes, you do have to understand, walking has a purpose.
It has.
Of course, you know where you're walking to.
Yes.
But you were designed to walk.
Yes.
Right? So if we're talking about the role of physiotherapy, that is professionals like you, and of course, physical activity. Right? If that chick did not struggle to get out of the egg, some things will not kickstart.
That's right. Okay?
So God doesn't make mistakes.
No, not at all.
Everything has a purpose and a reason.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then when we, ignore these things, then we now create a whole multi-million-dollar industry
exactly
to reverse it.
Exactly.
So if you're doing the right thing, you're on the right track.
Yeah.
And you just need some tips here and there.
That's true.
And you'll be fine. Ultimate Health, Joy 99.7 FM.
Joy 99.7 FM.
We're talking about the role of physical therapy or physiotherapy, depending of which point on the globe you sit, and physical activity in healthy aging. My guest, Sami Otu, right? With
the physio specialist.
Specialist clinic, right? And we're going through this deliberately. Okay? So questions, WhatsApp 055 11 997, and shortly I will activate the phone lines. Okie dokie. Now this one says, a question for the physiotherapist. They don't want me to talk. Okay, I've kept quiet. It says, my 67-year-old brother tripped and hurt his knees. No breakage or anything after he'd done a scan and x-ray. Just a sprain. The next day, through all the pain he was going through, the doctor asked him to start physio. Right? After the physio the next day, after his fall, this is what he said. I had a really agonizing half hour with the physio, after which I was feeling quite dizzy from the pain. Question. Is it right to start physio shortly after a very bad fall? This is from Ifwa. Right. All right.
So that's a great question. So one of the things that physiotherapy does is also pain relief. Okay. So we have modalities that really the whole goal is to help bring pain down. So, for example, if somebody came in with very acute pain, obviously we won't start by doing vigorous stuff, exercises and stuff. We will need to bring the pain down, and there are quite a number of modalities that we use, including joint mobilizations.
Yep.
So there's this system we call the Maitland system, which prescribes a number of joint mobilizations. I think there are 4 grades, and for grade 1 and grade 2, the goal is for pain relief.
Right.
You cannot do a grade 3, for example, if you've not brought the pain down.
But
you know.
essentially, Sammy, the clients and indeed their observer relatives and significant others
Yes.
are unaware of this,
Yes.
right? So they are concerned. And
Yes.
reports of pain during or shortly after may lead to default.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So this refers to a doctor asking or starting something
Yes. I
shortly
agree.
after.
Yes.
Right? So that I want you to put it in that context.
Yes. So actually, in a system where there's the MDT multidisciplinary team that works. So, for example, I will work very closely with the orthopedic specialist, who, for example, sometimes the pain, like he's saying, maybe too much.
Right.
For let's say the patient didn't even get to my space, and so. Some analgesic may be prescribed.
Okay.
You know, the doctor, you know, whether orthopedic or, you know, a GP or a family doctor may now prescribe some medication to bring the pain down, so we can now start what we need to do. The pain is not solving the problem. Sorry, the medication is not solving the problem. It's
Right.
bringing the pain down
Right.
a tolerable level, so we can now deal with it, you know, physical, because a physical issue, like you said, he had a fall. Exactly. So yes, I mean, we are working closely together with
And you're
with the,
also patient-centered. So
yes,
the
exactly.
feedback from the
feedback
patient
is very
essential,
important.
It's critical.
Essential, exactly.
You're not ignoring it.
Not at all.
Whilst you're
Not at all.
doing things you are also trained
Yes.
to do.
To do. That's true. That's correct.
Okay, no pain, no gain, right? And this Dr. Dan, Ado, Charlie, he takes my mom through things that, please, I'd rather be waiting in the car. But I tell you, those days back, those years back,
Yeah.
the change was phenomenal. He will twist and do certain things.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, what are you trying to prove, right? But within no time,
Yeah.
downtime and certain things
Yeah.
were reduced.
Yes,
All right.
so it's like
I'm not
that.
holding brief for any doctor,
Yes, yes.
but communication.
That's true.
Right. Find out, and if it is possible, try not to default.
Yes.
Because many people will stop going.
That's true.
They won't tell you why they stopped. And
Yeah.
they will lose out on the benefits and then
Yeah.
jump to medications,
Yeah.
which may not
Yes.
have been needed in the quantities
That's true.
that they will take.
That's true. Now, so let me just add this one. You know that there are few times that, for example, a patient may come in, you know, to our clinic, and we'll have a session, and we ask the patient to come back and see us, let's say, in 3 days' time or in 2 days' time, and the patient comes and says that, oh, my pain got worse when I go home after day 1, but then from day 2 things got better. Sometimes the thing that we do is like really unpacking, opening a kind of worms
Yeah.
for us to get it well. You understand?
Yeah.
So the body gets acclimatized to things. If a joint is supposed to sit in a particular way, and because of a certain posture that you've assumed for a very long time, there's a little tilt or a shift.
Right.
Well, when you come and do our assessment, what we would do after a lot of things is to put it back. Now, when we put it back, the body will fight this because I'm not you. Why have you changed it? I've been used to the wrong one for a very long time. Everything is fine. Now you've brought it back, and the body has a way of fighting it, and that is why you will never leave a physiotherapy's space without being taught exercises.
Right.
There are always specific exercises to help maintain whatever was achieved in the consulting room.
Right.
Yes, and it's a continuous process.
Okay, and of course, not just continuous, but collaborative. It's
Exactly.
a partnership.
That is true.
It is a partnership.
That is true.
Okay, so you got to understand some of these things.
Yes.
And of course, please, we're not achieving in comfort zones. Your greatest achievements are when you come out of that comfort zone and you learn to invest in the real deal. Okay. Any questions, concerns? WhatsApp is 055 11 997. I will activate the phone lines now, though we'll get into the serious deal of preventing falls, right? And interestingly, you'll find out that there are things you can do for yourself. Even the arrangement of your house is fall prone. why is this thing in this place? Especially that now you are this age. Okay?
Yeah.
Right? Some refuse to move downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because that is my master bedroom.
Yeah.
There may be circumstances that may determine that, please relocate.
That's true.
Okay? So preventing falls has to do with physical adjustments, but also your space.
Your space. That's correct.
Some people live in homes that are not illuminated. There's no light.
Yes.
At night, you move to that bathroom, please. All right. So
That's
we'll talk
trouble.
about that. 030-221-6541. Ultimate Health on Joy 99.7 FM with me, Nortey by nature. Yes, I have a very interesting physiotherapist. Yes, I've been listed for so many things that I'm like, hey, you guys, right? But we have very, very, very fruitful interactions, and I'm not resistant. Okay, I'm not at all.
Great.
All right. So 030-221-6541. Those are the healthy buttons to push to talk to Sami Otu of the Physio
Specialist
Clinic. He will twist you basa, right? WhatsApp is still 055 11 11 997. Don't forget, I've got some vouchers under my arm, but I know why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I might just pose a question from this week and last week. All right? Stick and stay.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Kwesi Ofori, still in Washington, right? So he hasn't physically moved. But he says, is music and dance good activity for the elderly? Please, please, please. Man, yes, sir. Is it more beneficial than just walking? Man, music and dance, Charlie, God created. Oh.
Yeah.
When you go into the Bible, you see. But I'm saying this because there's a whole area called dance therapy.
That's true.
We use it and others use it.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah.
Kwesi, just before Sami comes in, music and dance, Charlie.
Yeah. So there's actually a research we're working on currently. I mean, it's just about starting, where we are looking at the effects of dance therapy on knee osteoarthritis.
Alright.
You know, and this idea came after I had a number of complaints from my mom. So my mom really loves to dance.
Okay.
And so she would go for an event and go and dance. And he said when she's there, she's dancing, she's enjoying, she's fine. She forgets about all her pains. And then she comes home. The next day, she's in a lot of pain. You know, and then she doesn't go for events that often. But then the question was, why is it that when she's out there and she's dancing, everything is perfect, but she comes home? You know, now we need to understand that dance, and the answer is that yes, music dancing, great, like you rightly said, but dancing, especially our African kind of dancing, involves a lot of things. You know, last week we talked about the motor control factors like balancing, like proprioception, and all of that. As we are dancing, we are working on all these things. There's a bit of balance. You are lifting one leg, you are standing on one leg. You are throwing your hands and your legs in a particular way. That is working on coordination. Your proprioception. Exactly, whatever you're working. Yes. So knowing to you, you are actually working on these factors we are talking about. It's just that it needs to be consistent. So there's my mom that will just go and do one night stand, go and dance, and not do it again, and do it again. So we're saying that is there a way that we can make it consistent so that it doesn't stop? And that's what the research, that's what's about. But the evidence to show that it's possible. So dancing is great. I mean, it doesn't need to be anything giddy, like don't go and do some water zone when especially when you're old. Elderly. But then dancing is good. Enjoy it. Enjoy the music. I'm sure it has psychological effect. Nortey will tell us. Listen to great music and stuff like that.
The dancing and the music. It is neuro coordination, brain, body.
That's it.
Right?
Yes.
So it tells you a lot even before you do a scan.
Yeah.
I tell you. Right?
Yeah.
So your balance, your ability to balance, your ability to stand on one foot.
Yes.
Do the shuffle.
That's it.
If you know how to dance the twist, all the rock and roll, the jive and all those things.
Yeah.
If it's azonto and whatever. Some people are doing it.
Yeah.
You are doing, but yours is different. Right? So it's already an imaging thing. Right? But we found also that it teaches people to learn that despite parts of my body being ill or deficient, when I hear music, all aspects of my body seem to be okay.
That's it.
So years back, I used to have kids in New Horizon School.
Okay.
You go and watch and we started some drumming and dancing and things. And
Okay.
now parents wanted to come,
That's it.
right?
Yeah.
And it has no relation or bearing, but it can be used to leverage other parts. So
That's
when
cool.
you hear this, please,
Yeah.
the gospel according to music and dance
It works.
and health, it works.
It works,
This
yes.
one says, please, I have had a stroke for 5 years. Oops, where is it now? Can I recover fully with the help of the physiotherapist? The person, I think it says Roland Ashie, and I think he's indicating that he has mobility challenges. Yeah.
So, so stroke is what we call a cerebrovascular accident. You know, so basically, there was a disruption of the blood circulation to the brain
Yeah.
over a period. You know, now it is not a progressive condition. It happens usually 24 hours, and that's the end of it. However, the effect itself is in stages. So usually after it's happened, we have the acute phase, the subacute phase, and the chronic phase. Usually prognosis in terms of recovery, 100% recovery, is best when you start physiotherapy right at the acute stage.
Right.
You get a lot of recovery.
Okay.
Unfortunately, people would go winding until they come to us at physiotherapy, and by that time we are usually around the chronic phase,
Yeah.
3 months thereabout, and usually the truth is that there's a bit of a challenge, a difficulty in getting 100% recovery when you are starting at the chronic phase.
Yeah.
So there's a level we can get to, a limit we can get to if we are starting late. So my advice to everybody, nobody knows who gets stroke, of course. We know what causes and stuff like that, but start physiotherapy early is so important. Right when if you're in the hospital, you are bedridden. Let's start
You're
physiotherapy.
doing things to try to restart
Yes.
the system.
Restart the system. Yes.
Many people, their concept of health and wellness. I think last week I mentioned with my dad. My dad was a doctor. Okay, he had a stroke, right? And as for chewing sponge, you chew sponge. You do this, you do that, do that.
Yeah.
My mom's a midwife.
Okay.
We're chewing sponge now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because some things have happened to
Sure.
her.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So yes, there's the formal professional type.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of common sense and even folklore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That you are chewing stick and you are doing this. If you are doing it in this way,
Sure.
then there's an equivalence with a toothbrush.
That's true.
Right? And many other things. So yes, the 67, but the 5 years is what I want to ask you about. There's research that tells us over time, and there's also the strong possibility of a recurrence of the stroke.
That's true.
Because you have scar tissue.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted you maybe to, because this person doesn't tell us they've been doing something in the 5 years.
Exactly.
They
Yes.
just give us the 5 years
the 5
already
years.
as a marker.
Exactly.
So
yes.
we can assume that nothing happened, we are late.
Yeah.
We can also assume that you are doing some little bit,
Something,
but
exactly.
he has mobility.
Yes. So, there's, whichever level you are, the two that Nortey talks about, whichever level you are, there is something that can be done. I think your question is, are we looking at coming back 100%
Yes.
recovery? If you're now thinking of starting rehabilitation, physiotherapy for 5 years, that may be a bit challenging. To put it bluntly. However, there's a lot that can be done. We want to, our goal for rehabilitating stroke patients is to get them as functional as possible, get them to be as independent as possible. So we are teaching you, how to do things.
it for
The
yourself.
occupational therapist comes in, we are teaching you how to do things, easily, so you don't have to depend too much on others.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so let's understand functionality, right? It may not mean 100% return to normal.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
It may mean a new normal.
A new normal.
New normal may mean shaving differently
Yep.
or shaving with assistance. Okay?
Yeah.
And these need to be put in context of a program or a treatment plan with targets and goals.
Yeah.
What I find, which is quite painful, is that some people don't celebrate goals because they are learning to measure it in a destination orientation.
Yeah.
So am I back to Nortey?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It is a journey orientation. Please, if you could not speak, if you could not say blue, and now you are saying blue is close, it's not articulated the right way.
Yeah.
It's progress, and
It
you
is.
celebrate that.
It is. Yeah.
Am I right, Sam?
Yes, and that's a major thing, Nortey, because the thing about stroke, rehabilitation, is that usually the recovery process can be very slow. Sometimes so minute that you the patient may not even notice the fact that last week I couldn't lift my hand this way, now I can do it, or I couldn't do it. It's so small, and you are still comparing yourself to before the stroke, how you used to do stuff, and it's a major thing, So when you come to our clinic, for stroke patients on day one, usually we don't even do anything. We just want to do a lot of talking to orienting, because we need to know that one, the process is quite slow, it's quite long. Two, you need to understand that it's happened. Whatever has happened is happened and gone. We need to now work on it. Don't start thinking too much about, okay, what did I do wrong? Why me? What's going to happen to my family and stuff like that. We need to move on and do as much as we can.
Okay.
We want to be able to do all the basic functions. You don't have to depend on people, to wheel you around and stuff like that.
Okay, great stuff. Some too will fight the walking stick, they'll fight the Zimmer frame, they'll fight everything.
Yeah.
And you say, oh, so they don't want to walk. There's a lot in this. We're trying to unpack it. 030-221-6541. Don't call me directly. Call that line so that we can share and grow. Ultimate Health on Joy 99.7 FM. We're talking about the role of physiotherapy and physical activity in healthy aging. I know you've all switched to stroke, right? But it's a very broad, deliberately broad topic, right? That's why we come back and we're doing, should I say, part 2. All right, 030-221-6541. WhatsApp remains 055-11-11-997. In the past, even the old telephone that you dial, when you've had a stroke, there were things we taught people.
That's
right?
correct.
Manchester. Right? Okay. This one says, hello, Nortey. Sometimes I feel some numbness on the right side of my body. May I know the cause? And how do I locate Doc and his number? Numbness. Okay. Sammy, take a deep breath on that one. I just want to, make sure we enter this prevention of falls.
Okay.
Because some of the things we are hearing probably are from people who have fallen once. So their reticence or their reluctance or their resistance to walking or trying certain things. Because, Charlie, I fell and it was major. All right. So people enter this scenario that we are going to be discussing from different angles.
Yeah.
Right. I haven't fallen before, or I heard of a brother, a sibling, an uncle who fell, and after that, Anchebia, and some things happened.
Yeah.
Please, each case is assessed on its merit. Am I right?
That's true.
Okay. But
That's
these
true.
are why we are going to talk about fall. What is a fall? I didn't fall. I slipped. Right. Sammy will define that. So let's talk about numbness.
So numbness is one of the symptoms, symptoms to tell us that there's some form of, like I said, you don't feel your body part the way you're supposed to feel it, either when you touch it or when somebody touches it, or not. But then it can be put in a big cluster where it's either numbness or pins and needles or tingling sensations and all of that. Now, it's mainly neurological.
Right.
When I say neurological, nerve related.
Yeah.
All right. However, sometimes we can have circulatory issues that can give brief numbness. So, for example, you were sitting somewhere, maybe on a table, you put your head on your arm and you slept. When you did that, your blood vessels were, shall I say, convoluted. For a while. Now, when you take your head off, the blood is going to try and force its way, and that sometimes can give you some brief transient numbness. So those ones are not a major thing. But the main causes of numbness are neurological, pressure on a certain nerve. And the pressure could be coming from either the intervertebral disc, which is the disc in between the two bones at the back. Last week we spoke about it. Or it could be a certain muscle that is causing it, like the piriformis muscle that will cause your usual sciatica, that will also give us numbness and stuff like that.
Right.
Yes.
And let's bear in mind that the text is very general.
Very general.
Or generic. Okay. And please, when you send things like this, it's very, very difficult. And my guest will tell you, I try to prevent them from giving very general answers, because my phone lines, people start sending me things, they want this, and they have said nothing specific.
Yeah.
Right? And even this could be somewhere else
Yeah.
and not a physiotherapist.
Yes.
So he's answered it generally and keep them coming. 055 11 997. Phone line is open. It's been opened and you are not minding me. Me, I did. All right. So let's talk about falls. All right. If I've aged in a healthy manner, Sammy, is a fall a major thing? I mean, you can fall. Everybody can fall.
Yes.
Okay. It can be an accident.
Yes.
But when we lift it to the level of a discussion,
Yes.
are we suggesting that that fact that you fell, that event itself, is serious?
Yes. I mean, so falls are major things, especially when we're talking about the elderly. I mean, fall prevention is something that should be very
A
important.
friend of mine went and fell at a clinic.
Okay.
She said the seats are kind of like transparent, and she swears there was a seat.
Oh wow, transparent
So,
seats.
she said, well, yeah, they are snazzy like that.
Interesting.
But she fell.
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, so we can break falls into two. I mean,
Okay.
you could be falling because of something in your environment that wasn't supposed to be there or you didn't see. So like you said, either some chair that was in your way or something, and that can happen to anybody at all.
Okay.
We are a younger person or not. But we are just also saying that as we are aging, sometimes there could be changes in our bodies
Okay.
that would make us more prone to falling.
Okay.
So the system works together. Your muscles, your nerves, your bones, they work together. Muscles are supposed to support the bones, right? We need a certain amount of strength in the muscle to be able to support a certain bone.
All right.
If due to whatever reason there's a reduction, for example, in the strength of that muscle, it's not able to now support the bones, and it makes you more prone, to a fall. Last week we talked about balance, and something has happened, and your balancing has been affected. We call something the vestibular system, and we don't want to go into that, but it's affected, and so now your perception, how you see stuff are not the same.
Okay.
So there are a lot of factors that could influence this, and that will make you more prone to falling.
Okay.
So what we want to do, what we are saying is that if we do an assessment, we will be able to know, and there are various tools that we use to know your risk of
So
falling.
within the age ranges we're talking about, right? When we start talking about aging,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Over time, you are expecting, it is normative,
Yes.
that you be more vulnerable
Yes.
to falling,
That's correct.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a caller on the line? No? Okay. I thought I got a sign that... Hello?
Hello.
Hi. Good afternoon. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, I'm speaking to Fred
Fred. Where are you calling from?
from Dansoma Laptop.
Okay. Danceman last stop. Okay. Share with us, Fred.
Yeah, but I want to find out from you. At times I've been feeling some sort of burning sensation in my two legs. Anytime I take in a bit of sugary food, and I don't know. So ever since I stopped taking sugary food, by the time I take it in, I feel that burning sensation in my legs. And I want to find out what could be the...
Do you have any known medical condition?
Not at all.
Not at all. Not known.
Yes.
Okay.
Not known.
Right. So this seems to be having some correlation with you taking sugary stuff.
Yeah, that is what I noticed.
And when you stop taking the sugary stuff, it stops?
Yes.
Okay. Have you been to a hospital?
Oh, I've been to hospital though, but I think
Okay.
the issue is still there.
The issue is still there. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Let me hand it over to Sammy.
Yeah, I mean, if he's sure about that, so there's a direct link with taking sugary stuff that provokes it. Obviously, then it may not be in my domain. We may have to see.
Well,
Maybe
there's a
physician
correlation.
there
Not
could be
necessarily a
Yes,
causation.
Exactly.
Right.
So obviously, once you see your internist or your family physician specialist, they need to rule out a few things. I mean, once it has to do with sugar, it may not be what you are thinking. It may be something else. Once it has to do with food intake, I think that's seeing the appropriate.
Okay. Get yourself checked out. If you want, send a message after the show. I will see. I'll drag you. You go. Okay. Hi, Nortey. Please, persistent pains around my back waistline. Is it curable or not? Back waistline. Wait. What can be done to get rid of this pain? Due to the nature of my work, I sit for long hours, both at work and the journey involved. All right. I play soccer almost. It gets interesting, almost every weekend, but this does not relieve me of the continuous pain. Any help? Kojo in Ashongman Estate. Sammy?
Yeah, Kojo. So one of the things the body doesn't like is repetitive activity. And by that I mean anything that you do for 2 hours continuous. And 2 is the least, So you're sitting down, morning at the office. People are sitting down from morning 8 o'clock till, let's say, lunchtime, 12:30. That's a long time. The problem with that is that, this force that we call gravity has a way of putting pressure on the intervertebral disc.
Okay.
So as you sit down and it crosses the 2 hours, is putting a lot of pressure on the disc. Eventually, when it goes on for weeks, months, even years, there's a permanent reduction of the intervertebral disc, and that puts pressure on the nerves, on the site. We spoke about that last week, and that becomes a problem. Now, we are saying that the least thing you can do, even without asking further questions, is make sure that you don't sit for more than 2 hours. Doesn't mean you need to, change your job. No, I'm just asking you to get up maximum after 1 hour. Just stretch. You don't need to go out of your working space. Just get up and stretch a bit.
Workplaces are doing some of these things. Even here at Joy FM, we've had issues with our studio chairs, right? Whether you can adjust them in certain directions and so on and so forth, right? I've done programs with some of the financial institutions and so on and so forth. What kind of desk? There are desks that elevate and so on, and there are movements like you're recommending. Okay. So I was hoping he would have sent what he does. But to sit for long hours, both at work and the journey involved. The journey,
so the driving,
even your driving seat. I can tell you things about it that need to be considered.
So when it comes to back pain, waist pain, it's a multiplicity of factors. It's not just one thing. It's not like your typical malaria, taking anti-malaria and everything is gone. No. We need to look at all the factors. Sometimes it may not even be work related. It's at home. To you. Yes, at home, your sofa or something you're sitting in. So the chair needs to be good, the table needs to be good. There's this erroneous impression that now I have an adjustable desk, and so I can stand. We're not saying sitting is bad. We're just saying repetitive sitting. So if you have an adjustable table or desk, move between sitting and standing. Don't just. I've been to offices where now it is adjusted, and now they are standing too for long. Standing for long is also a problem. So we are saying after 1 hour, just shift it if you can. If you don't have that desk, just get up for like some 20 seconds, sit down again, and continue. And your back should always be rested when you are seated.
All right. Great stuff. Dede in Maryland. This sounds like a confession. What causes one knee to suddenly give way, which results in a fall? You have heard you. One knee to suddenly give way.
Yes. So I mean, the knee is one of the few joints that is made up of 3 bones, which means that there are more ligaments. Ligaments are what connect a bone to a bone. So when we have more ligaments, then they are more prone to injury. So it could be a problem with a particular ligament or something. So it needs really to be checked. I mean, of course, there are well-defined conditions like osteoarthritis and stuff like that, but then it needs to be checked. It could be so many. Yeah, it could be so many things.
And I see hair typing.
Yes.
Right. Yes. But so one knee can literally.
Usually starts with a knee. I mean, a lot of knee issues. Hardly, I mean, once in a while you get bilateral, but usually we start with just one knee. And there's always the question about why is it only one? But yeah, it happens. I mean, we have dominant styles. We may be doing things that we depend on. One.
So your first response is she should have this checked.
Oh yes, we can easily check this one. There are so many tests that we can do to really get to the bottom of what is causing. Is it because of a ligament? Is it because of the muscle? Sometimes it's just the muscle that is strained. So the quadriceps muscle is the major muscle that controls the knee joint. So when it gets strained, there could be a problem in the knee. Sometimes the joint space itself, little bone, tilt, and we need to just put it back by a simple mobilization, and that is it.
All right.
Yes.
So this is physiotherapy plus the physical activity.
Exactly.
Changes that you are required to make in your routine.
In your routine.
Right? Interesting. One of the banks, we had to teach people how to get up from bed.
Very
Right.
important. Yes.
A
There are
whole
ways to do that.
exercise.
Yes.
And then one woman raised her hand and said, "Well, my husband insists, so I sleep by the wall.
Okay.
So my getting up is determined by my position. My position on the bed."
Joy.
That's a major one.
So we had to demonstrate
Yeah.
some of these things. I do that with
Yeah.
a physiotherapist and then what do you call it? Public health consultants and occupational therapists
Yeah.
as well. But getting up on a regular basis from your bed
Yes.
is something which, after a certain age, you need to be concerned about.
Yes. Yes. So one of the basic stuff with getting up is that always get up on your side. So when you're lying face up, for example, don't just move up, bring in your trunk up. You
Right.
always need to turn to your side and get up through your side. It's
Right.
safer for your back because of the force of gravity. It doesn't. You don't have to get up against gravity.
Yeah.
If people go like, "Oh, I've done it several times," but little drops of water make a mighty ocean. So do it the right way.
Right.
Get up, turn to your side,
Okay.
and then get up through your
Right.
side. Yes.
You'll notice that even for the elderly, there are height elevators that you put, or toilet seat additions you put on your toilet seat.
That's correct.
Because your drop now is a critical issue.
Yes.
Or something.
Yes, that's true.
Right?
Yes. So there are
So
commodes
if
that
you
are-
get
yeah.
get something on top of the
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 toilet
seat,
seat. Yes.
you are not dropping as far, and your posture also changes.
Exactly.
Indeed,
And you have handles to hold to,
yes.
to even
I've
drop.
been told that we were not made to sit on toilet seats. Right? It changes the colon and all that
Yeah,
about
I
easing
think I
ourselves.
saw that somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, I won't go there. Dede says last week she asked, but we didn't get to it. Carrying heavy load on your shoulders, does it have an adverse effect or result on your waist?
Shoulders, waist. Okay. So in the first place, balance it. Yes. Don't get used to carrying heavy stuff on only one shoulder. Use double shoulders. If it's a bag, 2 straps, use the double. But if you still want to do one, if you do left a bit, do right a bit. Very important. It's a major cause of issues.
Okay.
Now, what happens is that if you keep carrying heavy stuff on, let's say, the right shoulder all the time, your body muscles are symmetrical. There are 2 of them on the back. So one side is always being worked as against the other side. It gets tougher than the other side, but they are all pulling on the same spine in the middle. So at a point in time, we're getting what we call scoliosis because one side is pulling more than the other side, and this eventually can give you back pain. So we started from there. You carry heavy stuff on one side. So we are saying that balance it. When you do this small, do that small.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, great stuff. My wife has been experiencing pain at the back of her neck and the front throat. What could be the cause? Kwame Ndansoman. Ebe.
Well, so it could be posture. It could be other stuff, but posture is the first thing that comes to mind. And posture, I'm talking about, for example, how your chin is not too much in front of your chest. When you can just assess that wherever you are right now. And let somebody check whether you are fond of sitting with your chin being too much in front of your chest. The human spine, when you're looking at it from the side, is supposed to be in a particular way. Anytime we distort it, we do things to move away from the original, that's a problem. So sitting with your head poked forward like that, chin so much in front of your chest, eventually distorts the natural curve in the neck region. So instead of it being a little bit curved, we call it straightening of the lumbar lordotic curve. And that can pose issues because as it's becoming straighter, it's also pulling on the muscles there. And
throat
after
and all that.
a long time, it becomes a big issue. But it can be sorted, yes.
All right. Now, people are throwing all sorts of things. It's 3 o'clock. We got to go. Good afternoon, Nortey. I have a small swelling on the back of my neck. What could be the cause? Kwame Ntema. Firstly, go to hospital.
That's correct. Go to
right.
hospital,
I will bring my guest back. I will arrange how we can do that. And from my WhatsApp traffic, I will arrange those who are within Accra who will benefit from a voucher. Okay. And so if I call you, probably it's because you're up here, right? So you may benefit. Okay. Many thanks, Sammy.
Thank you, Nortey.
We've tried to address things in a general way,
Yeah.
but there's so much to say on each minute one somebody
That's
says.
correct. Yes.
My shoulder, my waist, my this, my that.
Yeah.
And this is serious business. We'll probably take one other stab at it, and then we'll lead people to make their own informed choices.
That's correct.
Right? Where they go and where they don't go. Some of the seats they sit on at beer bars, roadside bars and things, they won't complain.
They won't complain. That one it doesn't come up.
But where they sit and how they sit at work, they'll complain. Many thanks again.
Thank you so much.
Right.
And people can reach us at the clinic if I can
Please
put my
go ahead,
number up there. Yeah. So the number is 053 8456 113.
Once again.
053
99.7
8456 113.
All right.
Yes.
Great
So that's the
stuff.
physio specialist.
Physio specialist center. And in fact, I just quarreled with you. So my sweetheart B says, "Gosh, that's my PT. He's awesome." Charlie, we've quarreled. All right. Don't come to my studio again. Thanks,
Thank
folks.
you.
Thanks, Ziggy.
Nortey.
It's been great. It's always a pleasure to serve you Ultimate Health on Sundays at 2:05 to 3. Then I leave you to Ziggy, and he does his Ziggy stuff. But I'm trying to get him to see a specialist for some reasons. Stick and stay on Joy 99.7 FM. My name is Nortey by nature. I'm out like that.